Hi, I wanted to do a vlog. I haven't done a video in quite a while. I think the last one I did was from Crab Tap. Mostly because those ones you have to do, otherwise they don't want you to keep doing missions. But I've been really busy lately, and I wanted to give you an update on what's going on. I still do intend to do book reviews. I just haven't really been reading a whole lot because I've been writing, but I'll explain about that in a little bit. So first thing, I got a job. It's just like a temporary job. I'm working at Ulta Beauty. It's kind of like Sephora, but it's the one store that has like the really big space. They've got the prestige makeup and they've got the mass makeup, which is what you find in like Walmart, Meijer, any of the drugstore type sections for makeup. So I'm working there. So far, I haven't been working too much. This week I was only scheduled for one shift, and next week I'm only scheduled for one shift. But it's nice to at least have something to put on my resume, and it gives me a little bit of extra money. I may make a video talking about that. I don't want to usually they don't want you to give away like corporate secrets. I'm like, well, what's a corporate secret? What's not? But I might make a video about that. But in the meantime, I finished my romance novel. I finished writing that, I think a week or two before Christmas, and then I started editing it very early January. Normally, you wait about 2 weeks in between, 2 to 3 weeks in between finishing it and then starting the next thing. But my family was in town, and that was not going to happen. My cat wants to say hi. This is Chloe. You've probably seen her in a couple videos. She's cute. But so I finished that, and I've been editing it, and I finally finished the first round of edits today. The first round of edits was content. I've trying to look up how you're supposed to edit novels, and the biggest thing is you want to look through it and see, is the content what you want it to be, or do you need to move things around, do you need to completely change something to make it work, because you don't want to do line edits and then completely realize you need to add a few things. So that's what I did. I did do a few line edits, like a couple of grammatical things, or I would change a few things here and there for content, obviously. But I added in, I think I had 66,000 words when I first started just the rough draft. Now I have 74,957. So between doing the line edits, it'll be about the right length to submit to Harlequin, and also I'm going to be probably submitting it to Avon and possibly other publishers, because I don't think I'm going to get it up to quite 80,000 words. I could find room in the story for it, but then it would feel very much like padding. What I added into the story was, I realized that my characters have good chemistry, but they didn't have as much background to their feelings as I thought they did. Like, I had the whole thing in my head, but I realized, oh, I didn't really put that down on paper. So I added a couple more scenes that lent themselves really well to it. Also, I changed a few things around. I realized that they started to like each other a little early. She started to like him a little too early, and I changed it around, which actually worked out very well, because what happened was she liked him in a scene, but then she was sort of hesitant about him later in the book, and I was like, oh, well, if I just change this, that makes a lot more sense, and then I added some scenes and things. Anyway, so that's for content, and so I'm really happy where it's at right now. I'm going to be doing line edits, just because I think some of the language might be stilted, or because I reuse a lot of the same phrases. And that happens often, and I think I even knew it when I was writing. I was just like, I'll edit that later. So I did that, so I'm really excited. I'm not sure if I'm going to have beta readers or not. I keep debating this with myself, that, it'd be really good to have some people read it and get feedback, but if they do and they don't like it, it's going to be just awful. So what I may do is, once I'm done editing it the way I like it, I may submit it as it is, and if I'm not getting good responses for it, then I'll probably have people read it and see, like, what is it about this that they might not be liking. Because I think typically if editors don't like it, they'll just say, sorry, we're not interested. And so if that happens, I'll probably get a beta reader, and I will figure out when, hopefully they'll give me some feedback. Even friends and family, I just have a hard time, letting them read my stuff because I can tell. They're like, oh yeah, it's good, and I can tell, like, you don't like it, do you? I had previously finished my first ever novel. It was like an urban fantasy type of thing, and it was awful, and I realized it as soon as I finished it, and I started trying to edit it, I realized just how much of a piece of crap it was. And so when my mom had read it, she's like, yeah, no, I mean, you can change a few things, blah, blah. I was like, you don't like it. So yeah, I'm a little worried. I think that this will be a lot better because it's romance, and I wrote it all within 2 months, and I've done the editing really quickly. That other novel I had written over 3 years, so it kind of showed. It looked really awful. But anyway, so I'm working on that. I'm going to be working on the second round of edits either later today or tomorrow because I've already been so fatigued from editing, so I'll probably work on the second round of edits tomorrow. And I'm hoping to have it fully edited and done by the end of the month. And I think that that's pretty feasible because the line edits are just for language. They're not really content much, unless I see something, but it shouldn't take too long. The other thing I've been doing, because I've been, I have student loans, and I'm trying to find a bunch of different ways to make money. Yay! And so I started making jewelry. I'm not like exceptionally good at crochet, but I'm like intermediate, and so I started making little earrings. These are like Valentine's Day earrings. These are the little hearts. They're hand crocheted by me. I'm just going to show you these because I want to show them. And there's slightly larger ones. And then I made the double hearts. And I also made some tassel earrings. Made some little blue and white tassel earrings. This is a particular thread, it's blue and white, so that's why it looks that way. I made some like braided tassel earrings. And some longer ones with some red accents. I was wearing these when I was working at Ulta, and the lady was saying, you should make these in different colors for schools and stuff. And sell them. I was like, okay, well, I'll try. Because I just started, like, putting... Just the heart ones are actually on my website for sale. And so, I don't know. I'm really trying to look for small craft fairs to sell things. I don't even know if people are going to like them, but it's just a little hobby. I usually will make things while I'm watching Netflix, so I don't feel so bad being lazy. I bought a jewelry making kit, like beading and stuff, mostly because I wanted the pliers. It was on clearance for like $10. So I got the pliers, and then I have a whole bunch of beading stuff, so I made a necklace. I got the clasp and everything. It was pretty fun. It didn't take me very long to make. Maybe an hour. I was watching a couple of episodes of Friends. I have no idea how long it took me. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. My car, I think right before, like the same day I got the call to interview for Ulta, my car's battery died. And fortunately, like, my husband was able to get out of work and come jump me, but I felt so, it was just depressing, like, I think I don't have a job, like, my car battery's dying. I had to replace my battery last year, and that was expensive. Because I have a Chrysler Sebring 2001, and from, I don't know when it started, but up until, like, I think the 2006 models, the battery is in the wheel well. Like, you have to take off your left front tire to get to the battery. So it's not like I could just buy a battery and replace it myself, because I would totally do that. Like, I'm not completely stupid. Like, I could probably replace my own battery. But I live in an apartment. I don't have the tools to like, jack up my car, change out the tire, get out the battery, because usually there's other cars next to me, and it's just such a pain in the butt. Fortunately, there's a shop, like, I can walk there in 10 minutes. I mean, it's right down the street from the apartment, so it wasn't too expensive to get towed last year when it happened. This year, my husband just jumped me, and the battery's new, so it wasn't a big deal, but oh my god. And then we had snowpocalypse. We had a foot and a half of snow between Saturday night and like all of Sunday and Monday morning. Fortunately, I didn't have to work Monday, but my husband had to work from home. So we went out and we dug out our cars, and it was just such a pain in the butt. And people were slipping and sliding all around, and I was just really happy that I didn't have to do that. I worked on Tuesday, but fortunately by then they plowed and everything. See, in Michigan, they know how to deal with snow for the most part here. Pretty much the day of, you might have some issues because, you know, they're still working on coordinating it, but the day after is usually fine. They've usually got all the plows out. It's all good. I guess it would depend on what complex you live in or what streets you live on, maybe, but my apartment complex is on it. They're like, we're going to get this snow taken care of, which is really nice. I'm surprised. Our apartment people are actually, the people who manage our apartment complex are actually pretty competent, which is very nice. What else? Oh, I don't know. I haven't been reading a lot because I have been doing all the editing and writing. I've found it very difficult to read when I'm writing, and I wonder if other authors have this same issue, because I love to read, but when I'm writing, I have such a hard time reading something else. And I think maybe it has to do with the fact that I'm not published yet, and I see these authors have been published, and I'm wondering, oh, am I writing this right? I keep second guessing myself, so maybe that's what it is. But hopefully, my dream would be to be published before the end of the year. I mean, to be published in general is my dream, but to be published before the end of the year would be very nice. That would start to allow me to become independent. I wouldn't necessarily need to work at a job. I could do writing full time. Getting a first book published, that's probably not going to happen, but if I get that published and then I can get more published, then obviously that could be my full-time job, and that's my goal. I would love to do that. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. Yeah, I will try to be making more videos soon. I'm still going to be editing, so that may or may not happen, but we'll see. I'll try to at least do an update at least once a month, if nothing else. Oh, if for some reason you are interested in my earrings, I'm going to put my my business email in the description, and you can go ahead and send me an email if you're interested in anything. If there's something you'd like me to try to make, let me know. I'm pretty flexible on prices. Right now, the most expensive are these earrings, and these are $18, but that's it's negotiable. It's mostly for my time because it takes me a little while to make them. But yeah, if you're interested at all, go ahead and email me. But this isn't a sales pitch, you know. You don't have to buy them for me if you don't want to. It'd be nice, but it's okay. I don't. I'm really bad at hawking my own wares. Like, hey, go and buy this. It's totally awesome. It's the best earrings you'll ever own. Woohoo! I'm really bad at that. So, I'm just like, hey, if you want to buy them, you can go ahead and buy them. That's why I want to find a craft fair where I can just sit there and people can come and look and they can see it and they can ask me questions, because I'm not a salesperson. I've never been a salesperson. I try my best. If I've enjoyed a product, I can sell it. Like at Ulta, it's like, what would you recommend? I'm like, well, this is what I've used and I like it. But some people like this one. I don't know. Ooh, so bad at it. Alright, sorry this is a little long. I will see you guys later. Bye.